Welcome to Cheesbrough Reviews. I'm Jake Cheesbrough, and this is the interactive movie review YouTube channel. Now, what exactly does that mean? It means that this channel kind of lives for you guys interacting with me and me interacting with you. So please leave your positive and negative thoughts down in the comments below, any of your fun facts or full disclosures, or if YouTube comments aren't really what you want to go for, my Twitter handle will be linked in the description down below and you can contact me that way. Now please remember to like, share, subscribe as well, and let's get into today's review. Wonder Woman came out in 2017, was directed by Patty Jenkins, and stars Gal Gadot as Diana Prince and Chris Pine as Steve Trevor. So full disclosure, I have seen Wonder Woman 1984 at the time of filming this video. So some of my thoughts have turned into comparing and contrasting, and I've realized that I did like some things maybe more or thought were really important to the Wonder Woman storyline, and some things maybe stuck out more as sore thumbs that we'll kind of get into when we get into the pros and cons. Wonder Woman is the origin story of Diana Prince, who, after she leaves the Amazons and heads out into the world of 1918, and we have a fish out of water story, as well as Diana learning how to truly gain her powers and some of your stereotypical origin stories, but I did really enjoy this movie, and we'll get into that later. Today's fun fact is that Patty Jenkins, this was not supposed to be her first superhero movie. She was actually originally slated to direct Thor: The Dark World, the second one, and I'm not sure exactly what details went into her either not getting that position or losing that position, but I do know that Natalie Portman was pretty pissed about it. So it's very interesting to think about what Thor: Love and Thunder, that hasn't come out yet, Thor: The Dark World would be like if Patty Jenkins had control of it, because it is one of my least favorite MCU movies, although Endgame did give me a little bit more of an appreciation for some of the arcs. But I mean, Wonder Woman compared to Thor: The Dark World as it stands now, there's just no comparison. Well, the pros of Wonder Woman, number one, gotta give hands down to Gal Gadot. I was not very pleased with her casting when it originally came out. I enjoy the Fast and Furious movies, but acting is not necessarily one of the things you go into those movies to see. I love shoving popcorn in my face and enjoying those movies, and I thought Gal Gadot was fine in that role, but I didn't see a lot of her acting potential. Patty Jenkins and the casting director, whoever else, did, and Gal Gadot put in the work, and kudos to her, because her role, I mean, it's not just a leading role, it's a big budget action movie, and she really carries herself. The dialogue is delivered with conviction, and you really believe her as Wonder Woman, and it's almost, looking back on it, 3 years removed now, it almost served her better that she wasn't already well known or anything like that, besides those Fast and Furious movies, because now she is associated with, like, she is Wonder Woman. I think that's pretty cool. I did like Ben Affleck as Batman, but by comparison, I saw Ben Affleck. I didn't see, oh, that's Batman. Does that make sense? Another big pro would have to be the writing. The fish out of water story has been done 1,000 times, and it was pretty fresh still. Definitely got some chuckles out of some of those things as Gal Gadot was entered in to the modern society of 1918. And the more emotional beats also hit really, really well. The only, and we'll kind of get into this in the cons, when we have our big showdown, there's just some of the like cliche villain dialogue that just makes me roll my eyes into the back of my head. But that would be the only downside, I would say, into the screenplay itself. Another big pro is the ensemble. And when you check out my Wonder Woman 1984 review, I'll get into this a little bit as well as something that was missing, because when I saw that, I really missed this ensemble. Obviously, there's not a real way you could do it with the time jump that they had, but they really work well together. They work off of each other. They're all three-dimensional characters, I found, and I really enjoyed how they were working together. You really believed them, and that is also another kudos to the writing team. Another fun angle that I really liked about this movie was kind of not necessarily whodunit, But same with this kind of the same idea of Ares. Is he actually there? Is he not? Well, who is he? And what does he look like? And all that stuff. And I did like the revelation of that and kind of some of the misfires we had along the way. But again, after that main villain is discovered, the final showdown I just found kind of cheesy. And the last pro I really did want to highlight is the musical composition. The theme song was made before this for Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice. But I did find a lot of the orchestral pieces really, really powerful. And it turns out Rupert Gregson Williams is the composer of this, who's actually, is this a second fun fact? I think it is. Second fun fact is the brother of Harry Gregson Williams, who is pretty big in Hollywood, but I know him because he composes all the music for the Ben Affleck directed films. So they have a working relationship, and no matter what I think of the movie itself, I always know that the music is going to be really up my alley in terms of what I really enjoy for those hard dramas. So I thought the music was really, really well done. Now for the cons, not gonna lie, there aren't going to be very many of them. I've only got a couple, and the first would be just the fish out of water story. When I saw it first developing, I'm like, oh, here we go again. I've seen this before. It was even something that was done in the original Thor when Patty Jenkins was going to direct the sequel to that. But again, I think they made it original enough that it didn't take me out too long. And I think looking back on Wonder Woman, rewatching it, getting ready for Wonder Woman 1984, I don't know if I was in a bad mood when I watched it originally, because I remember liking it, but this time I loved it. I don't know if it was too close to Batman vs. Superman, and that movie just destroyed me because I was so excited for it, and it just had too much of a connective tissue to that film that it hurt it for me. But looking back, I think Wonder Woman is one of my favorite superhero movies. It's really, really good, I think. And the only other con, which I kind of alluded to earlier in this review, is when the villain turns into the villain's final form, I guess. There's a lot of the cliche, there's not room in this town for the both of us type of lines, like really cliche things like that. Not that the actor who, if you haven't seen it yet, I won't totally give it away, I guess, but he's a great actor, stuff like that. It's cool because we haven't seen him in certain roles like this before. Mild spoiler? Maybe. Sorry. But yeah, I thought he did really good. So those are my thoughts on Wonder Woman, and I will give it a grade of a full block of cheese. So that's it, guys. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, like, share it, and also, most importantly, since we are an interactive channel here, comment down below. Let me know your positive or negative thoughts on Wonder Woman, some of your fun facts that I may not have already known, full disclosures, and if that isn't the place that you would rather do it, hit me up on Twitter. I'll have the link in the description down below. So until next time, I'm Jake Cheesebrough. This is Cheesy Reviews, and whether you guys are doing laundry today or cleaning your new pots and pans you got for Christmas, do it all the way and carpe that diem.